Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, Peaches.
That's me.
We are here to provide you with a very safe dumpster space so that you guys can sound off about what we're currently watching on the pod, which is Sister Wives.
The never-ending season.
Never-ending season. You don't have to have your walls up in here, honey.
Yeah.
You can tell us how you feel, and
safe.
we love to hear from you. Now, before we get into it, we do have to issue you that disclaimer. Please hide your wife and hide your kids. This is a politically incorrect podcast. We say a lot of bad words, and we're warning you up front. So don't act all surprised like you're brand new.
For real.
We also have stupid opinions, which
Objectively.
I happen to love.
Yeah.
And so if you're one of those people that take offense to others who have their own opinions and who are trashy, dirty, filthy raccoons,
Bye.
you might want to find yourself another dumpster, baby.
Peace out.
But if you're down just to have like a convo, a good vibes convo, then welcome to this dumpster.
And if you like what we do over here and all of our trashy, dumb opinions, please go follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon, patreon.com/realitytvcringe. If you think we're crazy over here, it's way more crazy over there.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, first and foremost, thank you so very much for being here with us. We love you a lot. Please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe, because truly everything you do helps us to grow in the algorithm. Where are we this week? Do you know?
4.69.
We're not even out of the 4 6s.
No.
Oh my God.
I
Come
know.
on. If you're watching us right now, could you please do us a por favor and like and comment and do all the things? Because we got to grow.
Thank you.
We got to grow.
I know.
All right. Thank you in advance.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have had some folks call in the last week utilizing the platform SpeakPipe.
Yeah.
If you would like to do that, all you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/Reality TV Cringe. You've got 90 seconds to just pop off, sound off, go off.
It's free.
And we definitely love to hear you. Now, we cannot play all of the calls that we get.
Because we get so many.
We do get
We're
a lot.
so popular.
We do get a lot. But we have, I guess, selected some
we've got some good
calls.
ones. Yeah.
Beatrice has sifted through all the raccoon messages.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you play the first one, Bebs?
Our first one is from Julie.
Julie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Raccoons, this is Julie from Florida. I'm watching the latest episode, and this is in regards to Mary paying for the other kids' colleges and all their cars while she had to pay for Leon's herself. So this kind of makes sense as to why Mary wants the things she does, because she has contributed more than enough for all the other kids. She wants to have the wet bar, let her have it. She wants to have 5 bedrooms, let her have it. Nobody told Christine and Janelle to have 6 kids each, which makes no sense given their finances. I think Mary has always gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to finances. So I'm kind of glad that she's getting to do the things that she wants to do now. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to see Mary in a new light. What do you think?
What do you think?
I mean, I think all the wives have been shafted in their own right financially. Like, Mary was always told, you don't deserve this much because you only had 1 kid. So she had to figure out other ways to do it. And she had to contribute to everybody else's kids on top of it. Janelle got shafted because she was in charge of everything and her kids would go hungry because she'd have to allocate the funds so everybody got an equal share. And Christine got shafted same as Janelle. Like, her kids also had to go hungry because they had to contribute to the family pot. So, I mean, I think they've all been screwed at some point. I do agree, though, that Mary probably did deserve some of the things that she wanted because she did have to contribute to everybody else's kids. But at the same time, it's also a little selfish.
Yeah, I think things probably shifted over time. I think in the beginning, you had the arrangement as such that each wife got the same amount irrespective of who had what children, which is why we had butthurt feelings that Mary got an equal share when they were building in the cul-de-sac, or that Mary got like the middle part of the house and people couldn't walk through it, and why, Leon and Mary were able to eat sometimes. And then you had Janelle and Christine and their kids, presumably, who didn't have a lot of food. I mean, I don't really know because I really wasn't around in the zeitgeist for that stuff. I think it might be a little bit in the book. So like back in the day, I do think that maybe Mary was getting more in so far as she was getting equal.
Right.
She didn't need to have all that. But like in the later years, certainly in the last, 5 to 7 years, you've got Mary contributing her portion vis-a-vis TLC.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she had to contribute some of her LuLaRoe profits, because last week we have Cody talking about, well, why isn't Janelle running me the profits from her Plexus and from her MLM? So like he clearly has a precedent where he expects some of those profits. So it sounds like Mary was kicking in money above and beyond for everybody else's kids, for their colleges, for their cars, but she wasn't able to receive in equal measure. At one point she was. Right. She was able to receive, but that started to shift and change the older that she got. And that isn't fair. And we see that playing out now with Coyote Pass, where Mary has clearly contributed, sounds like 25%, an equal share into the property, but she is at risk of only getting 1/3 of one piece of that property, or one plot of that property, which is not fair.
Yeah.
And it's not the way that it used to be.
Right.
So things have changed for Mary.
And to your point, I mean, it's also unfair because she was doing all of this because she believed in the family and believed in her relationship with Cody, and Cody was treating her the worst. I mean, he was treating them all poorly, obviously, but like with Mary, I mean, it was just stringing her along the whole entire time and telling her like, cheers to new beginnings, and like, maybe we can work on things, but then talking shit about her on TV and just keeping her for 10 years because she's loyal like a dog and believed that things would work out. And so maybe she was doing this too, like in that motivation, like maybe if I contribute all of this money, like Cody will finally see me worthy and maybe he'll finally like work on things with me. And it's sad. So it does make me have more compassion for her, because I have been kind of harsh on Mary. I've been calling her pathetic and stuff because, sometimes she is.
Objectively, she is.
It's like, it
she
sucks.
Can be.
Yeah, when she's like totally groveling for somebody who has told her time and time again, you don't mean anything to me. Like, I don't fucking care about you. It's hard to watch it, but it does make me see her a little bit differently.
No, and that is, so germane and such a good point. And I tend to reduce these women down to like transactions, like what they've put in, what they're getting out, what they should know based on their age and things of that nature. But like, I often discount the fact that Mary truly is and was a woman of faith.
Right.
And so is Janelle. And certainly so is Christine. Like, they believed in this claptrap. They believed that this is what they were supposed to do, and that this was going to lead them to having like an eternal life with this man that they really wanted. And like, so that cannot be diminished and minimized. And so I do have some compassion to Mary. I also find it very interesting that here they are now, though, like drinking in Louisiana and doing shots, and we've got tattoos on boobies, and we've got Mary out here dating, which is great. And I love that.
For sure.
And again, and not to be like beating a dead horse, but I wish they would talk a little bit more about their transition in that regard, like how they went from these faithful women to who they are now.
Agreed.
Which is so interesting to me.
Agreed, 100%. So thank you, Julie, for that insight and call. Next one we have is from Lydia.
Lydia? Okay.
Hello to my favorite trash pandas. My name is Lydia. I am in rural Nevada. And in watching the last episode and listening to you guys and talking about following the coins, I also saw on your Instagram stories that Maddie was leaving a podcast I didn't even know that she had and would never have listened to. But I went back and found an episode that was called What We Keep. And it was about like traditions of their parents and what they're keeping and what they're getting rid of. And what was interesting is that Maddie said Caleb had to teach her about money and how wealth grows, and that it's slow and you invest wisely and you work towards something. And she said that was a new concept for her because her dad was all about the get rich quick scheme. So is Coyote Pass just filled with get-rich-quick litter? Seems like it. Also points directly to all of the MLMs, why he's in sales, and why he pimps out, for lack of a better word, his then wives to do the same, is because he just doesn't understand how money actually works or how to build wealth. He just wants to get rich quick. What do you think?
Yes. I mean, I think that we definitely see that in Kody. I think it's so interesting that we have all three of the OG wives in some sort of an MLM or another. Although I guess Christine in the last year gave up her LuLaRoe. Oh, no, she's still doing Plexus though. But Robin never did.
Yeah.
I think Robin started My Sister Wives Closet, and I don't know enough about it right now because we're just starting to hit this in the rewind. I don't know if they're setting this up to be kind of like an MLM or not. No?
It's objectively scammy because it's like you're producing really cheap, shitty jewelry for like, they're selling it for like hundreds of dollars a piece.
Right, but do they have downlines? Do they have other people that are going out there to sell for them? Are they taking part of that profit?
No, but they do pitch it to some investors and lie and say that it's like a $5 million company. So like they're trying, it's not like objectively an MLM like that, but it's pretty scammy.
But isn't that kind of weird though, that Robin never felt the need to do something like Plexus or do something like LuLaRoe? And I think that sort of demonstrates that she was always the beneficiary of the largesse of this family. But I think Kody is just cuckoo bananas. I think he's stupid. I definitely think he's a get rich quickly person.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that Maddie did LuLaRoe. Maddie is currently doing Plexus. Maddie is involved in MLMs. She probably currently has a downline, which, by the way, is predatory AF.
Yep.
And so she's got some of that get rich quick DNA in her own life.
For sure.
But it does not surprise me that she thinks that she didn't get her financial acumen from her father, because he's a dolt, he's a dope, he's a moron.
Yep. Well, I mean, all of these parents were financially terrible. Like, they did not make the best decisions for their entirety of these kids' childhood. So, I mean, of course, like, Maddie had to be taught from her husband, who's older than her, like, no, this is how you invest. This is how you save your money. Like, you think about it and you take it slow so you're not making dumb fucking decisions. And I mean, we've kind of hinted at that in some of the rewinds and stuff, and just with polygamy and fundamentalist Mormonism in general, that a lot of them, like a lot of the women, file bankruptcy and they have all of these like really shady financial maneuvers that they do just to kind of stay hidden and under the radar and stuff like that. So it's par for the course, and
it's part of their culture, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah. And so of course, Maddie didn't learn it, but you're right though. She is participating in these MLMs. So I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, so is Coyote Pass filled with a bunch of MLM bullshit?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I'm very much wondering what is in that storage unit.
Yeah.
I think that Kody was probably looking at Coyote Pass specifically as something that he could get rich off of, because I think he was interested in subdividing. I think he was interested in building, and not necessarily having them live in it, but having other people live in it, purchase it, being a landlord. I think that he was having all kinds of ideas about what to do with that land. He might still be thinking he can use it in that way. Although I keep hearing rumblings in the sister wife zeitgeist that this property is a shitty property to own.
Right.
First and foremost, because of the syphilitic prairie dogs, the runoff, the fecal matter in the water, but also because of zoning and things of that nature. Like the one big house was never going to even be possible due to zoning. And it might not be set up to even be able to build and sell or rent or be a landlord. I don't know enough about it. But like, these people don't think things through, and they think that money is just always running to them, and they don't plan. It doesn't feel like they really plan for when it ultimately runs out or slows down. So yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Man.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's why he wants to keep a portion of Coyote Pass, though. Maybe he wants to build an Airbnb or some shit and try and have some passive income. But it's like, it's not going to work out for you. And I hope it doesn't.
Well, you know, they're looking at Christine, and there's like a little bit of jealousy because she's diversifying. She's got multiple streams of income. And maybe they do too, that we don't know about. And they certainly are hoarding something in that McMansion.
Maybe.
But I know they're coveting her success. And Janelle's too. Like, if Janelle's flower farm like is successful and she's got like a neat operation with like cabins and retreat spaces and fire pits and drumming circles. They're going to be jealous AF, and I live for that. I live for that bitch.
I do too. And maybe they're like looking at it like, oh man, I wish we had some relationships with some of these older kids so we could mooch off of them. Like they're probably looking at it like with Janelle, she's not mooching off of Maddie. It's not what I'm trying to say. But like she has a good relationship with Maddie to where they could purchase 164 acres together and like develop a plan and develop a business together. Cody and Robin don't have that. Dayton's still living in an RV probably on their property. Aurora and Brianna are fucking weirdos that are staying at home.
Yikes.
And like getting baptized and asking their mommy for permission to go to a church. Like, and then Ariela's a naturalist, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to make money at 7 years old. So I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, it doesn't look good for them.
No, it doesn't. And I love that for them.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for your call, Lydia.
Thank you, Lydia.
Next one we have is a twofer from Lynn. So I guess we'll play one and then play the other.
Okay.
Hi, my little raccoons. You guys are so cute. I just love listening to you. Anyway, okay, I'm going down my list. I can't stand to watch Cody and Robin, and I just don't know if I want to continue to watch this show if they keep showing too much of them and those frowning girls. It's just really, whatever. Mary, I get frustrated with. I'm glad she's starting to stand up for herself. And her laugh is annoying, how much she uses laughter. I don't know. I'm glad she'll get a lawyer, but I honestly think that if Cody were to pop up and say that he wanted her back, that to this day that she would take him back, and that just kind of sickens me. Christine's okay, but in small doses. We got over Christined. And if the adult kids were to speak up, I really think that that's the market that people want to listen to. They want to listen to what those adult kids have to say about growing up with Cody and that whole family, but I'm sure there's like some agreement that they're not supposed to talk at all. Okay, thanks. Love ya.
Gosh, I couldn't agree more with regard to Aurora and Brianna being so uninteresting. And we talked about it in our last episode a little bit. Like, we don't know who you are, though.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we haven't been following your life. I mean, I know you got your ears pierced and whatever, but like, nobody really cares.
No one cares at all.
You don't seem very interesting other than your faith. And I hate to be insulting to them, but like, I just feel in terms of production, in terms of TLC, like, this is not the horse you want to bet on. Aurora, Brianna, and these two vampire little babies, and Cody and Robin. Like, honestly, they're the most uninteresting part of this cast.
Yep.
And I truly believe, like, if we didn't have them involved, if we just had the other folks and kids referring to them from time to time about what pieces of shit they are, that would be entertaining enough.
Sure.
Like, we don't need them. And I don't think production should be featuring these kids as much as they are, because they are a fucking snooze fest, bitch.
100%.
I'm snoring over here.
Well, and they're like depressing to watch because like they are just mimicking their mom, and it's terrible to see. It's like straight up abusive in my opinion. And Robin and Cody are so malignant, and then to watch them like mold their kids into the same way, I'm like, this sucks. I would love to see Aurora and Brianna like fight with their mom and dad, like be normal rebellious kids, like that'd be great. Or like live your own life where you're like, fuck my mom and dad, they suck, like I hate them, Cody's a piece of shit who's bald, like that'd be so great. But seeing them mimic their mom and hang out on this property painting picnic tables is like, oh my god, just end me.
Yeah.
And then Christine, I agree. She's good in small doses, but oh my god, it's so annoying.
God, yeah.
So annoying.
I was hoping for more, I think, with Christine. Like, we just got so oversaturated with the wedding bullshit.
Yes.
And now we've got like this HGTV,
Right.
B&B bullshit. Like, it's still so surface level, and it still features her annoying personality in like all of the wrong ways.
Yeah.
We're still not having like bone deep conversations about your mom and your aunt and about polygamy and about like your experience now as a monogamous. Like, we're still so surface that it's just terribly uninteresting.
Yep.
With regard to Mary's laugh, I mean, this person is an intuitive person. I mean, she's noticing like body language and she's noticing vibes. I totally agree. I think Mary defaults to that forced energy, that forced levity, that forced laugh in order to cover a multitude of emotions and
cope.
pain. Yeah, because she doesn't have the language to communicate what she's really experiencing in her inner world, bitch.
Right.
She doesn't know how to talk about it, and she doesn't know how to off gas what she's really feeling in a healthy way. And so this is what we get. We get jabs, we get passive aggressiveness, and we get forced laughter.
Well, and it would be one thing if you used laughter to cope, because a lot of people do. I do. But I'm funny.
Yeah.
And Mary isn't.
If you do say so yourself.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if she was actually funny. And she
Yeah.
tries to be. Sometimes she is a little, but
Oh,
it's
God.
like, it's so,
Booming out.
just be real.
Boomer humor. Boomer humor, dude.
Facebook humor.
Yes.
Wine mom humor.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so next one we have is from Lynn.
Okay.
Again.
All right, Lynn.
Hi there, this is Lynn from Surprise, Arizona. I sent you a message just a minute ago, and I forgot to add Janelle. Oh, I love Janelle. I love all things that Janelle says and does, and how she's going to have the flower farm, and how she's a strong woman. I feel like at least they're coming into their own. All right, I like all the noises and things that you guys make on your show. I see that you get some complaints, but about whatever. There's nothing that you guys do wrong. You're great.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Lynn.
What was she saying about her noise? What?
Oh, I think some people leave reviews or whatever being like, stop with the noise, stop with the voices, ba 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 ba.
What noise? Is there noise?
No, like the noises we make with our mouths.
Oh, I'm sorry to be human.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm sorry that I'm animated by biology and that I
Y'all
have
can
saliva
suck
in
my
my mouth. I'm
balls.
sorry that I'm sundowning every single time I'm filming and I'm barely coherent. I'm sorry, okay, that I'm 50 fucking 6 years old and I got some shit going on.
I mean, for
People.
real. Yeah.
Noises? Who's complaining about noises? I'm about to get
Losers.
set off.
Well, I don't send them
I'm
to you
about to
because
get
you don't
sick.
want you won't send me.
I don't want to hear
Nothing
any
negative,
negativity.
yeah.
None of that gets into my boy in the bubble zone.
No,
honey.
for real,
I don't
yeah.
wanna, I don't want to know about any
Yeah,
of that.
no, it's all good. Yeah,
Rude.
yeah.
What did she say about Janelle?
That she's awesome and she loves everything that she does.
I mean, even Janelle called herself stupid, and I'm glad that she's co-signing what I've
Everyone
been
is.
saying
Yeah.
for 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like, you've been dumb. You've been stupid. It's giving brain dead. It's giving financial bankruptcy. It's giving stupidity. I'm sorry, I'm going crazy. But Janelle, I'm sorry. And I just have a problem with allowing this man to run roughshod over all your kids and stuff for all these years. And now you got a problem with it that Savannah's aged out and can't even collect child support or any benefit from her dad. That's so convenient.
Sure, but out of all of the OG3, she is objectively our favorite.
She's pretty.
Yeah, and she's pretty.
She looks great in that pink dress.
Yes, and I do love Janelle. I think she's my favorite one out of all of them.
Yes.
She is pretty cool. Like, her personality is the best. Like,
Yes.
she doesn't annoy me as much, like, as Christine or Mary.
I can see in her quiet moments when the camera's not
Yeah.
full on in her face.
Right.
She probably gets very real with herself about
Yeah.
all the things that she has done wrong. She probably has an inspiration and a motivation to better herself and to live a good life and to be there for her kids now.
Exactly.
I feel that in Janelle very much so.
Yeah.
But I will shit all over her.
I know. You'll
I
shit
will
over
sh-
anyone.
The most giant shit right on that pink dress, bitch.
Wow.
I will.
You're so crazy.
Ready to go.
Well, thanks for your messages,
Thank
Lynn.
you.
We love you.
Surprise, Arizona.
I know.
Surprise.
I've been there.
Where
I used
is
to live
it?
out there. It's like west. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Have you been to Surprise, Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have.
All right.
Yeah, I went and did a job interview out there once.
Oh my God.
I didn't get it, obviously. All right, last one we have is also a twofer,
Okay.
and it's from a guy.
Is it my husband?
No.
Is it my take on reality?
No.
Oh
His
my
name is
God.
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Hey, ladies, it's Tim, a big, fat, happy raccoon from the dumpster of Missouri. I heard a couple weeks ago you wanted a guy to call, so here we go. So I love your show, and I've got a lot to say about these people. So, first of all, Cody. He keeps bringing up, or at least in the last couple episodes, I bought a whole plot by myself. I couldn't figure out what the hell he was talking about, if this was just a normal lie that he likes to spew. And then I thought, is he talking about the one that he got from Christine for $10? I honestly think maybe he is doing one of his little Cody half truths where it's like technically he paid for the lot, but it was with the change in his pocket just so Christine could get out of it. Um, the other thing that got me nuts this week was the whole Janelle talking about how the last couple of years all the money started getting siphoned out, and it was a ton of money from Cody, and Cody come and say, I got 18 kids and other wives. It's none of her business. But at the timeline we're talking about with Janelle, we're talking about 2/3 of your kids are gone. They don't speak to you. A wife is already gone. Like, hey, puddle asshats, can we get a little more info on this?
Is Puddle the production team? That's what they're
Cody,
called.
I think.
Puddle.
I think he's talking about Cody.
But Puddle is the production name. It's
Oh,
the
is
name
it?
Of the, yeah, it's the name of the
Oh, I didn't know that.
production company.
Oh,
100% agree.
Yeah.
He's such a lying liar who lies.
100%.
When he's talking about how he has to pay for all the cars and the fleet of vehicles.
Whatever.
It's all for his kids with Robin.
The vampire
it's
children.
not for any of the other kids. When he says, well, you know, Janelle doesn't have to know where these expenses are going because I got other women, I got other children. You're lying.
Yep.
You're just subsidizing Robin's problem. She's got a Dickensian village that is out of control. She's got amethyst angel wings.
Yep.
She's got boxes in the basement we can see through the windows.
Uh-huh.
Cody, you're not fooling anybody.
No one at all. And it's so funny to me that he's like, it's none of Janelle's business, but you made her the accountant. So she had to. It was her business because she had to record all of the transactions. And she did so with a whole bottle of wine. She was drunk recording that shit because she didn't want to acknowledge the reality that she was seeing in front of her. Like, what the fuck? Why is Cody spending all of this money on bullshit?
And if you ask any questions, according to Mary in this last episode, like Cody gets really upset and he starts getting angry and starts obfuscating and throwing up his illusions like a magician.
And yeah, with the whole property thing, we talked about it in our recap a little bit. Like, is he talking about the property with Christine?
He is.
But he said it was 92%. Like, he paid for a whole property by himself. Well, 92% of it. So I'm like, is it Christine's the $10?
I don't know, but then he also like waxes poetic about that goddamn prairie dog pond.
Right.
Like he thinks that's the best thing. Like, God, these people from dry climes who don't have any water and all these water right wars and stuff, they don't understand like a river or a lake or anything like that. He thinks that pond is highfalutin, rich people shit. But I think he might be talking about that piece of land with the pond. That he feels like he owns that, because I know he said that all you women are going to have one plot each.
Right.
And I'm going to have my own plot for me.
With the pond.
With the pond, that plot. So that all my kids can come back and swim in the syphilis and the fecal matter.
When it's filled up.
When it's filled up.
Yeah.
When it's filled up. So I think he's talking about that plot in particular.
Okay.
But I don't know how he would have purchased it with any funds other than the money that he got from TLC and these women.
Exactly. I'm like, it's not actually your money.
No. It's not really your land.
You haven't fucking worked in like 10 years, bro.
You don't work. You're unemployed. Your wife is shitty. Objectively shitty, dude. She's a shitty wife.
If anyone that you should shit on, it should be her.
Okay.
With a big fat dump.
Okay. All right, well, I'm working on one right now for Robin. It's got her name on it. Oh, gosh, she can't break dance away from this shit that's coming for her.
100%.
God has a shit aimed right at her. You best believe in that. $2.1 million mansion is going to get shit on by karma, honey. Yes.
I smell that shitty bankruptcy.
Yes.
It's going to come out, girl.
I can smell it from here in Texas.
Me too.
But it does always smell like shit here.
Oh, it does. Objectively.
Sorry. I love Texas, God's country.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Last one we have from Tim.
Tim.
Hey, ladies. It's Raccoon Tim again. 90 seconds is way too short. So what I wanted to say too about just the show and Christine specifically is, am I the only one who would like a deep dive into where their fundamentalist religion went? I know it's TLC. I know this is just for entertainment, but we had a woman that came to us saying, not only is this the right way to live, it's the only way to live to get to heaven. Having sister wives, having 1,000 kids living in poverty. That's your ticket to heaven. And if you say, golly darn, gosh darn it, you get your mouth washed out with soap, to now shacking up with the guy I just met. I don't give a shit what my kids think about any of it or how I live my life. And then I think all you need to do is be nice to each other. Would it kill the producers in TLC to ask a question, maybe God forbid two, about, hey, how did you get to this point, Christine? So, anyway, watch these ladies on YouTube. It's fun to see their reactions. And for God's sake, get them to 5,000. Love you guys. Love the show. Talk to you later.
Tim is my favorite
We love you,
person
Tim.
today.
I know.
You know, he's from Missouri.
Yeah.
Which is also known as the Show Me State.
Oh, yeah?
And I've never understood
Show me your
this.
dick?
I don't... Show me your tits. What is Missouri trying to show people? I've always wondered. I used to live in Illinois.
Yeah.
My brother lives in Iowa. I drive through Missouri on the way up to Des Moines sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, what are they trying to show people?
I don't know. Maybe the real Garden of Eden, because that's where Mormons think that the real Garden of Eden is.
God,
It's in Missouri somewhere.
Well, show me where.
I know.
The Show Me
Show me where.
Oh, okay, Tim. What were we talking about? We were talking about
Christine and fundamentalism.
Well, and this has been something that I've been screaming on the internet about for months now, because it just is doing such a disservice to people like us who are genuinely invested in this family, good, bad, or indifferent. Like I want to know, how did you come to this new stage in your life? It is like so interesting.
Yeah.
And I love religion. I love
too.
alt religion. I love cult of personality. I love like diving into that. And like Mormonism to me is such an interesting religion. And an interesting, I don't want to call it a cult. I think all religions are forms of cults. But like, I want to know more because she was the biggest cheerleader.
Yep.
She did like go toe to toe with like her aunt, right?
Yeah.
She sat up on a panel and she advocated. She put this in front of millions of people for year after year after year. And we're just going to get a titty tattoo.
I mean, for real. For real.
We're just going to get you doing shots in Louisiana. And we're just supposed to infer that somehow you have liberated yourself from the chains of religion.
Yeah.
Come on, bitch.
I know. It's such a disservice because like deconstructing from religion is like so big right now. And I'm not saying it's like a trend, but like so many people are doing it. I mean, we see it even with Olivia Plath on fucking Welcome to Plathville. Like, and that was a long thing. Like we talked about how she left this religion, left the fundamentalism, and you know, this is why her and Ethan divorced. It's like, why can't we talk about that here?
Right.
We literally overnight have Christine with a titty tattoo and she's fucking David like immediately.
Lap dances and everything.
And making out with him. It's like crazy. And even with Kody and Robin and stuff, like when did Kody become a monogamous? I mean, we've known, but like when did he decide to say fuck you to his church elders? Like, and Mary's the only one getting a spiritual release. Like Janelle's not talking about it. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah,
it's so
wild.
weird.
It's really wild.
This is a show called Sister Wives, and we're not going to talk about why we're not Sister Wives no more.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Bizarre, but
it is bizarre. It's unfair as well. And I just keep hoping that they're going to get a grip, because I know the head of production changed in the last year. So like it was being led by this one guy who was Cody's real tight Judy.
BFF? Okay.
Yeah, real tight friend. And so I think he was definitely like, he was invested in painting Kody in a particular light.
Oh.
But this guy's been gone for the last, I want to say year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know
Good.
people out there know, but like, so that means that maybe like, can you imagine a world where a season 20, we've got a different like lead in production who's got a bit of a different agenda and who's going to want to maybe deliver a different product to us? Like,
oh my God,
I can only dream.
please.
Why doesn't TLC watch our channel?
I don't. I mean, I don't
Why
know.
aren't they reaching out? Like, I know we're crazy and we say fuck a lot, but we have a lot of observations, and the Haverstocks do as well.
Right.
Red Lipstick is, and James.
My
I mean,
take on reality. Yeah.
we're all kind of foolish out here, but we've got great points about what we're observing with this franchise. And you guys could eke out another 10 years,
Right.
especially if we start paying the kids and bringing them on.
Oh my
and
God,
everybody's
yes.
being honest.
Yes.
Like, we could do this for a lot of years.
Yep.
But y'all are so dumb, and you don't listen to your fans. And I hate each and every one of you.
Honestly.
All of you, I hate you.
Well, and like back to Tim's first message about the kids, like that would be so interesting to hear what they have to say. And Maddie tried to do that with her weird podcast, but she didn't give us anything that we wanted to hear.
God, they've all been like trained to just like sprinkle
Yes.
in like some truth, like 10% truth, 90% bullshit nobody wants to hear.
Right. Like nobody cares about your parenting.
I don't care about your picnic table.
Oh my God, for real.
I don't care about any of this.
Yep.
Talk to us about the real stuff.
But honestly, if I was one of these kids in this family, I would be like the Logan Browns. Like I would be the ones where I'm like, don't fucking refer to me. I don't want to be in the
don't
limelight.
exist in your world.
Have my private Instagram. Nobody's allowed to see what I'm doing in my life. Like that would be me totally. So I get it with the adult kids because they've been exploited.
Oh my
this whole
God,
entire time,
I would be the free radical kid. I would be I'm going to fucking get my therapy.
Yeah.
I'm going to step into my own personal power, and then I'm going to call the New York Times, and I'm going to file a fucking lawsuit, and I'm going to shout from the mountaintops how abused I was in this family, and I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to monetize all of that because you exploited me anyway for 18 years. I had to show up and film this show. I never got any money for it.
Yeah.
Had to put my own ass in college, most of the kids. So fuck yeah, I'm going to make money from that. That would be me, honey.
For sure.
That would be
me.
me.
Great. I'm surprised, like, kids like Leon
Not
aren't
even
saying
one
anything.
kid.
Like, nobody's doing... Like, McKelty's got her fucking dumb Patreon, but she's not saying anything worth noting. I mean, sometimes without
Every
a
now
crystal
and
ball...
again.
Yeah, without a crystal ball, will screen record it illegally and fucking post it on Instagram and stuff. Well, I think it's kind of like a copyright.
It's not.
If it's behind a paywall and everything.
Legally, it is not.
I don't know.
Not. No, you can't.
I don't know.
You can do it. It's frowned upon to do it, but if you're commenting on whatever it is behind a paywall, you can do it with Disney Plus shit. You can do it with Netflix movies. That's also behind a paywall, but you can actually comment. They could try to take it to court, but it's not copyright infringement, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Without a Crystal Ball doesn't really comment on it. She's just like posting it on her page. But it's like, even then, McKelty will say like one thing every once in a while, and it's very tailored.
Yeah.
And it's very censored. And it's always in a good light towards her parents. And I'm like, why?
I don't know.
I really don't get it.
Still very young, though.
You guys would make so much fucking money.
Yeah.
All of you guys would make so much money if you were just leaking the text messages, leaking the group chats, like talking about how shitty Robin is. That'd be so great.
I think we're going to see, if any of the kids are gonna, it's going to be like Gwen.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think she got awful close on her Patreon, and she said some things that were very overt on her Patreon and her YouTube about her dad and her mom as well.
Yeah, but
And I think Peyton has already said he is going to talk when the show is over.
that's true. Yeah.
So I think we might have a future where some of these kids start talking, but like, am I even going to be alive, honey? I'm in my golden years. I don't know if I'm going to be around. You have to get your Ouija board out and say, Mama, they're finally bankrupt.
For real.
I'll be partying in heaven. Thank God, with my harp.
When it's season 35 of Sister Wives.
I know.
Oh my God.
You'll be filming this podcast with your child.
Yeah, I really will. Yeah.
With your child.
We'll have a Ouija board with a little mannequin with your wig on it.
That's right. I'll be there in spirit, babe.
I know you will.
You know I'm invested.
Moving the camera and everything.
Well, was that the last call we got
That
this
was,
week?
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
I really do love when a guy calls.
I know, they're so rare.
There's a whole lot of women in this particular fandom,
Which
and
is
we love
great.
each and every one of you, but we love our men too.
Of
We want to hear the male voice.
Yeah.
The male divine. We need to be able to platform the male divine from time to time.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. I gotta go.
I know.
I'm so crazy.
I know. It's because you're delusional
I
from
know.
your intermittent fasting.
Because I'm so skinny and I haven't had alcohol.
The hunger is getting to your brain.
That's why.
Anyway.
Oh, is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons before we get up on out of here, Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. 5 stars and nothing less.
Sorry about the noise.
No. Fuck y'all. No, but if you love us, please give us 5 stars.
It actually really helps. So thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to be back next week to talk more Sister Wives, of course. Until then, please don't forget that we have nothing but love for you. And also, when's the Valley coming on?
Girl!
I'm like, where's the Valley?
I need something.
I follow them on Instagram and I see them, and Kristen's pregnant. You know that, right?
Of course I do, yeah.
She's going to have a baby.
You saw Brittany with her tits out and stuff, right?
Brittany's tits stay out.
The nipples were almost
always
out.
Ow.
Girl.
I can't wait for that show to come back.
I know. I need a palate cleanser, man.
A little bit. It has been a long time that we have been in this particular dumpster.
Yeah.
But we'll be back. Don't forget, we love you very much. And until then, blah, blah. And we got nothing but love for you. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.